What is the most porn logic thing you've witnessed? My brother was propositioned on the street. Van pulled up to the bus stop, and a guy got out and started talking to him. After a few minutes the guy asked him if he would have liked to have sex with the woman in the van, whilst he watched. He'd be paid for his time if that helped seal the deal. He decided he liked his kidneys too much and declined. Edit. I've just double-checked the story, and apparently the guy was looking for a threesome first. When he said he wasn't interested, the guy said he'd just watch, if that was preferable. Bro still wasn't interested, so the cash was offered. Had one-to-one lesson with my teacher in university. All other students didn't come. Only then I realized, life isn't a porn movie. Less porn logic than just actual public sex. Walking around a city I didn't know my way around, I found myself standing outside a loading dock. The girl was standing on the loading bay, her panties down around her ankles, and the guy was down in the recessed area where the truck would back into, his face buried between her legs, eating her out. She saw me, made a sound, he looked around, I gave them the thumbs up, and continued on my way to finding the bar my friends were at. I was in Rome in a tourist group, and an Italian man approached one of the girls in my group, and said to her, "Hey, wanna have sex?" And one of the guys in my group responded cheerfully when in Rome. Caught the GF touching herself, and instead of asking for help she told me to leave. I was delivering pizzas to a frat party, and I noticed a bunch of women in lingerie walking around in the background. The guy must have saw me looking, and was like, "Wanna come inside, dude?" So I step in, and there's just women in lingerie everywhere. A bathroom door opens, and out comes a cloud of weed smoke, followed by even more women. One of them sees me, and is like, "Oh my god, pizza driver." She proceeds to rush me, and leap into my arms, and give me a kiss on the cheek. I'm just standing there in awe, thinking, does this shit really happen? No propositions were presented, but they tipped me and left me with a pretty crazy story. Checked into a hotel after work. I got to the room, and opened it with the card key. Toss my bag aside, put my wallet, watch, and keys on the bar, and start unbuttoning my shirt. I see a couple on the bed. They were just getting started. I turn away, apologize, and quickly explain I got assigned this room. As I was grabbing my bag, they said it was okay, and they weren't angry. As I left, I said I hope I didn't ruin everything. Laughter. They waved at me from a distance at the breakfast buffet the next day. I almost had sex with my plumber, but ended up rejecting him, because I didn't like the way he texted. I was a junior nurse working a mental health rotation in a young adult unit. Went to give this 20-something-year-old girl her meds, and she says, "I don't want that. I want your vitamin D." Get naked in my room, and I won't tell. Was sitting in a park drinking couple beers with friends, then some random drunk girls walk up to us, and we get talking, except for one. She just whispered 2 sentences to one of my friends, and they go behind the bushes, and she starts blowing him. Shortly after I had broken up with my girlfriend of 13 years, she walked in on me masturbating. I was kinda dumbfounded, because we weren't living together anymore. But she did still have a spare key. Anyway, I was sitting there, dick in hand, slightly embarrassed thinking about how to handle the situation when she says, "Let me help you with that," and proceeded to suck me off. Man, I miss that woman. I was working as a pizza delivery driver. A beautiful woman answered the door wrapped in a sheet, held up by being tucked under her armpits. When I handed her the pizza, she reached out to take it with both arms, dropping the sheet. She was 100% naked. She waked back inside, door still open, put the pizza on the table, and invited me in. I wanted to keep my job, and my girlfriend, so I politely declined. Was invited to a NYE party at a high-rise near the Space Needle. It was popping off. Wanted to go to my car. For some reason, my friend and his GF thought the mirrored elevator was a good place to jam. Wrong. Doors open. People staring at you is non-porn at that point. Was in waiting room alone to see a orthopedist about back pain, got like half an hour early, started reading a magazine. Beautiful, 30-ish woman comes in the waiting room, pushing a stroller with a baby in it. She sits on the range of sits that are on my left to do a few stuff, check her phone, etc., then get up and bend over to check out the different magazines that are on the low table that was in the center of the room, does not seem interested in the ones that are in front of her, so she slowly walks around the table, still bent looking at the magazines, until her back is facing me. She's leaning all the way, with a skirt that's just long enough that I can't see her underwear, and this keeps on like this for 5 minutes. Like picking a magazine is really hard with all those choices. That tortured me until the doc finally opened the door and asked me to come in. I was about 17 and my car got a flat tire. This was before cell phones were commonplace, and I was near a neighborhood. So I walked to the neighborhood of townhouses and rang the doorbell on the first 2 houses. On the third, a cute girl roughly my own age answered the door in her underwear. I was kinda dumbstruck, but told her what happened and asked to use the phone to call my parents. She let me in and I called them. Not long after she came back from whatever room she disappeared to in gym clothes and said she had to leave, otherwise I'd be welcome to stay. I said thanks and left to go back to my car. I'm not sure how porn logic this was, but at school the next day my friends were totally pointing out what a porn situation this was. Ever since then, whenever I've driven by that neighborhood, I'll think about Underwear Girl and my lack of porn logic. Edit. I should also note that she mentioned being home alone after I came inside. Before my wife and I got together, she had a friend pull the naked man on her, and it worked to get her in a threesome with him and his GF. When I was 19, 2 men came to my house to deliver my mother's new bed. I was home alone and directed them to the bedroom to do their thing. Before leaving, one of them propositioned me. 19-year-old me did not know how to handle it well, blushed profusely, and told him I did not think that was a good idea. He dropped it and left with his co-worker like a decent human being should. Hotel receptionist walks in on you having sex with your girl and offers you drinks when you check out. That experience will remain in my head rent-free, forever. Worked at a massage shop for a little bit, and apparently there's girls who do jack off customers to get a tip, and got told by a close relative that is a massage therapist. That worked in a lot of massage parlors that a lot of the other people they've worked with do stuff like that as well. And to this day I'm baffled, and they have a fucking sign that says this is a massage center, we do not exchange sexual favors. Was in my McDonald's uniform, bright turquoise, having a cigarette, and this 9/10 goth chick comes up to me, asks for a light, then covered my eyes with her hand. I asked what she was up to, and she replied I just wanted to see if I'd still fuck you without your beautiful eyes. I asked for the conclusion, and she just responded definitely. So I went back into work, clocked out, and went and fucked my brains out for the next 3 days. You could insure the lemon tree and use it as a collateral to get loan from the bank. We're roommates, so now we have to fuck and get into a relationship. Tilda my best friend and her current living situation. Not like we didn't all warn her, but her picker is broke as fuck. Female friend told me she needed to rest in my bed before going home. I said cool. Went to my house, she got in bed, I put on PlayStation. 20 minutes later a voice from behind me asks what I'm doing. I'm like, killing people, what does it look like? And she says, well I'm masturbating and need some help. I still remember the game and the level. Medal of Honor on PS3, and it was the action set piece, where the guys are running down the hill towards your gun emplacement. I hit pause quite fast. We saw each other for a couple months. Thing is, it's not even the first time a girl has seduced me with masturbation.